Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Bursts. I'm delighted to be here today. We're going to start with one of my favourite quotes about writing and creativity. Watch the world with glittering eyes. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And that is, of course, by the wonderful Roald Dahl. So today's theme is colour and using details in your work. What's your favourite colour? Today, because my favourite colour changes every few days, today my favourite colour is the beautiful fresh blue of a summer sky. So I'm going to call that summer sky blue. So what I want you to do is to choose a couple of your favourite colours. You can have 1, 2, 3, however many you like, and make a kind of new name for it. So don't just say blue, say summer sky blue. Details are really important. When you're describing a dog, that could be anything really, couldn't it? Any kind of dog. But when you say a beautiful shaggy sheepdog, you can really see that dog coming alive in your head. Again, cat. Could be any type of cat. But when you say tiny marmalade kitten, you can really see that in your head. So try to do the same with your colour words. Not just blue, summer sky blue, not just pink, ballet shoe pink. So what I want you to do now is to describe yourself in terms of colour. Describe how you're feeling using colours to describe it. So today I am sunny yellow, happy and hopeful. What about you? Go. There are some wonderful, colourful characters in books. Think about some of the characters in the Harry Potter books or the Roald Dahl books. I love the BFG. He's a very colourful character. What about Harry Potter himself? He's quite colourful when he wants to be, but some of the professors in Hogwarts are definitely colourful. So what I want you to do next is I'm going to show you a handbag that belongs to a very particular type of character. I want you to name them and tell me a little bit about them and write a story or a poem or draw them based on what's in their little bag. So this is their bag here. It is a funny little denim bag with white handles. So inside is a pair of giant spectacles. Voila! A fan. Oh, it's very hot in here. A tiny clockwork dog. Hello, little dog. A tiny shoe. And finally, a calculator. So what kind, oh, and I forgot something, very strange indeed. A poker chip, and at the very, very bottom of the bag, a tiny, tiny key. I wonder what that's the key to. I wonder what that unlocks. So I want you now to get writing about this character. Go! I love poetry, and today's poet that I'm going to read to you is called Christina Rossetti, and then we're going to do a poetry prompt. So Christina Rossetti was born in 1830, and she wrote a lot of poems and also hymns, including In the Bleak Midwinter, which is one that you might know. So she wrote a poem all about colour called What is Pink? I'm going to read it to you now, and then afterwards we're going to write our own version using some of the material from Christina's poem. Here we go. What is pink? By Christina Rossetti. What is pink? A rose is pink by the fountain's brink. What is red? A poppy's red in its barley bed. What is blue? The sky is blue where the clouds float through. What is white? A swan is white, sailing in the light. What is yellow? Pears are yellow, ripe and mellow. What is green? The grass is green, with small flowers between. What is violet? Clouds are violet in the summer twilight. What is orange? Why, an orange, just an orange. So that's Christina's poem. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the lines for the poem and give our own response to it and create our own original poem inspired by Christina's poem. So the first line of your poem will be, we'll take her first line, what is pink? And then you'll add your own line to that. So for me it might be, what is pink? Ballet shoes are pink. And then I'd have to figure out something to rhyme with that. Might take me a little while. What is pink is the first line for you to add a line to. What is red? What is blue? What is white? What is yellow? What is green? And finally, what is orange? Oh, left out violet. Pop that in too. So, create your own special colour poem with great thanks to Christina Rossetti. So now we're going to write some paint chip poetry. So paint chips are the little colour samples that you get on pieces of card or in a booklet from the hardware store. And they show you all the different colours that you can paint your house. And sometimes they have really interesting names like elephant's breath or mouse back. Sometimes they're just things like sunflower yellow or copper. But what I'd like you to do is to go and find a magazine or some junk mail or some newspapers, anything that has colour, pictures with colour in them, and create your own paint chips. So I've done some examples here from pieces of red paper that I cut out of various magazines and newspapers. So I've named this one Ruby Slippers. I've named this one Crushed Red Velvet. I've named this one Poppy Red. I've named this one Deb's Dress. I really like this colour. And I've named this one Tutu Pink because it's a really pale pink. So you can do the same. For example, for some blue ones, you might have this one here. What kind of blue would you call that? And you might have this one here. Again, what kind of blue do you think? I think it's kind of a midnight or a starry blue. There's definitely some stars in it there. So once you have named lots of paint chips, then I want you to get your pencil, get a piece of paper and write your own poem. So what you'll do is you'll pick some of your favourite colours that you've created with your paint chips and then work them into a poem. And as I'm always saying, poems don't have to rhyme. They're just about capturing a moment in time or an atmosphere. So finally today, I want to share two really colourful books with you. This beautiful one here is called In the Garden, and it's by Noelle Schmidt, and it's published by Little Island Books, which are an Irish publishers. Noelle is Dutch, but this book has been translated into English. This is the May spread, and each page goes through a different month in the year in her garden. It is absolutely stunning. Beautiful book to pore over, and I can highly, highly recommend it. The next book is called Love That Dog, and this is by Sharon Creech. This is a really clever book. It's about a boy who does not like to write poetry. He's called Jack. He says, I don't want to because boys don't write poetry, girls do. The next day he says, I tried, can't do it, brain's empty. The next day he says, I don't understand the poem about the red wheelbarrow and the white chickens and why so much depends upon them. If that is a poem about the red wheelbarrow and the white chickens, then any words can be a poem. You've just got to make short lines. The next day he says, "Okay, here it is, but I don't like it. So much depends upon a blue car splattered with mud speeding down the road." This is a super, super book. Really, really clever. Nice and short too, for people like me with short attention spans. And it's by Sharon Creech. So thank you for joining me today for Creative Bursts. And today's quote is by the wonderful poet Mary Oliver. And she said, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" Well, what is it you plan to do? I'd be really interested to know.